We were kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, getting quite a bit of pushback from competing in the women's competition and beating teams in excess of 20-0. We had teams forfeiting because they didn't want to play against us, and a few of the heads kind of got together and said, where do we fit if we don't fit here? We've had massive success in the last 13 years. We had a really good squad of about 18. Everyone was fit, healthy.
The first few years that I was out here, we were at the top of our game, we were at the top of the table, didn't often lose.
I loved winning. I know it's selfish to say just beating every team like every weekend, but it was just the best feeling. It's like, yeah, we're on top.
You know, there were scores of 20+ to 0, and there's only so much you can do, right?
Winning by landslides wasn't, I guess, our only goal. It didn't always feel good either, now especially being on the other side of that.
So it wasn't a position we wanted to be in. It was 1 week before the season was due to start, and the draws were released and we didn't know where we were going to be. And so a week out, we got the draw and we were in the under-16 boys competition.
We knew the challenge that was going to lay ahead for us this season.
Going from being a team that does win quite a lot to not winning at all.
It's certainly been a challenge to lead these women and my friends who I can see struggling, and I'm feeling it too. We've had to change our idea of what success looks like for us this year. All right, guys, so we're just coming up to halfway through the season. Just want to check in and see how everyone's feeling.
Yeah, mentally, I'm actually exhausted as well.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you need to stay positive. You know, this comp is it's hard, but as long as we're in it together.
Like, sometimes I'll come home and I'll have a bit of a cry, but I think in the long run it's going to benefit us, and I think that I've mentally grown a lot from the experience so far.
I came into this team last year as a goalkeeper. I hate letting the goals in, but I also see when the girls turn it around and still work really hard and try and get those back.
I'm very proud of the girls. It's not an easy competition to be a part of. And I think as well, it's sort of a different element for the younger girls as well, because they're really playing against their peers.
The scoreline is never reflective of how hard we have fought.
I mean, last night scoring 2 goals, that feeling, I feel like I'd won the World Cup or something.
There's some absolute quality up here in the far north, and I guess that's why we went into that boys' competition. I'm just proud of them. You're gonna get me upset on the camera, but they're just not just great players, they're great people.
Our team is a good representation of what women's football can be in Cairns and in regional and rural places alike.
Well, of course, we don't fit in the under-16 space, but this is where we felt like we had to be, to allow clubs time to invest in quality coaching, in education. I'm so proud of how passionate they are about protecting the growth of the women's space.